So you know how I always tell you that Twin Flame Dreamy is just like a Latin American telenovela, and I often use this analogy because I feel it's amazing. And I just posted a video about how you shouldn't tell your twin flame that he is your masculine, that he is your twin flame, because it will disrupt his process and his path, right? And just as I was saying this, I thought of this telenovela. Maybe you know it. Well, if you're not Latin American, you probably don't know it. I'm not Latin American, but my twin is. So, since I was little, I had this fascination with Latin American music and movies, and I wanted to learn, Spanish. Everything happens for a reason. It's like our blueprint is calling us to each other since childhood, right? But anywho, there's this telenovela, Luz Maria, with I think it's Peruvian, with Angie Cepeda, very old one. She's a gorgeous, beautiful girl. Very old telenovela because I remember watching it when I was a little girl, and or a teenager. And it's actually one of these telenovelas because most telenovelas, the man is that typical distorted masculine, just like our little beautiful masculines, right? So very wounded, very locked heart. So they basically go in that in and out, and oftentimes they do go into full-on separation. But obviously, for the reasons that for a viewer it would be very boring, we just get that moment of 3 years later, 8 years later, right? So anywho, in that specific telenovela, he is not that distorted. He's actually very masculine, but it's the world that gets in the way all the time, right? So at one point he gets into an accident, and a very normal common thing happens. He gets amnesia, right? So he doesn't remember anything. And another normal thing, coincidentally, she is not there. And coincidentally, who gets notified is his evil ex-girlfriend, right? So she pops up and she picks him up and she tells him that she is his girlfriend, and she takes him home. And um obviously, the feminine, his feminine, Luz Maria, she like looks for him, and eventually she finds him after quite a while, I think, so that's that separation, when she was thinking that, I think she thought he was dead, or someone told her that he was dead, or that he was missing. Yes, someone told her that she was missing, that he was missing, because I remember that when they met, she was like this young and beautiful girl, and then they got married. And I don't remember whether she got pregnant or not, doesn't matter. But then he disappears. He goes missing. So that was this moment when she like stopped wearing her hair down, and she said that until she finds him, she will never be with any other man, which is very divine feminine. That's what we do, right? Most of us anyway. Sooner or later, all of us. And eventually she finds him, right? Someone tells her, and she goes to this house, and that evil girlfriend, manipulative, distorted feminine, tells her that she cannot tell him the truth because he will then go crazy. And she hires this guy who pretends to be a doctor, right? And tells her that this is in fact true, that this is a very complicated, a condition right now, medical condition. And because it's, first of all, it's like in older days, and second of all, she's very like simple girl, right? So she believes that. However, she says, all right, I'm not going to tell him anything, but I want to be here. I want to be present. So even if you are to hire me as a maid, I don't care, as a servant, I'm going to be here with him. He's my love, right? And I know he loves me too. So the evil witch, has nothing, no other solution. So she's like, all right, you're going to be the maid. And naturally, he falls in love with her all over again, because that's what happens. It doesn't matter whether they remember or they don't, whether, we have different bodies, it's different lifetime. They will always find us, and they will always fall in love with us. We will always pull them in. So he falls in love with her. But I thought of this because it's a good example, right? So although in that case it was a manipulation, an evil manipulation, we too should not tell them, I'm your twin and you're destined to be with me. Because when the masculine is wounded, to him, it will either sound like Delulu, okay? Or he will think that you're completely crazy and obsessed. He will think that you want to trap him or manipulate him. And he has this very fragile relationship with destiny. On one hand, he believes that, and on the other is going to be like, oh my God, you just want to make me feel like you're the only one for me, right? He really has to feel that. And true love, you don't want to force anyone to be with you. True love, you want someone who sees the universe in your eyes, who falls in love with you every day, over and over and over. It doesn't matter, what happens and where life directs you. It's you want someone, true divine feminine wants someone who is her person, who loves her no matter what, no matter what other people tell him, no matter what the matrix tell him, who chooses you. This is true love. We choose each other every day, despite that we're not here with each other in separation in the physical world, despite the fact that sometimes, he doesn't choose you because he's not ready. But this is true love. So you don't want to force him. You don't want to speed it up. You don't want to make him feel like, oh, it has to happen because we're twins. No, in reality, it doesn't. We have to choose this. We have to embrace it. We have to accept that this is the greatest gift, that we were given this lifetime together and that we were able to find each other. So whenever you feel like, very down and very depressed, and it's hard because this journey is hard. It's very hard. I think that no one, to an outside observer, it's so hard to comprehend how intense this pull towards your twin is. That is so hard to really not to allow it to give in, not to give in, right? And to live your own path and to become that lone wolf and embrace the destiny. But whenever you have those moments of longing, or maybe I'll send them, a link or whatever, that that this is it, because if I feel it, he must feel it. Just think about that. Sometimes things happen for a reason. Give him a chance to figure it out on his own. Trust your masculine. He will figure it out. He will give in to the feeling eventually, and he will do his part. And yeah, and then you will have your romantic story. I love telenovelas. I always love telenovelas, and it's funny. It's funny because I was always, and I loved Argentinian telenovelas. Well, duh, obviously, right? I love Argentinian telenovelas. My twin is from Argentina, so I love those telenovelas, and I would always look at them and I was like, what a gift. What a beautiful love story. What a boring ass story. They meet, they fell in love, and they get married. There's need to be a quest. There's need to be a challenge. There's need to be an evil witch that wants to separate us, because this is how we prove our love, right? So I asked for it. I asked for it. And once you actually live that telenovela, it's not as easy as it sounds, and it's not as easy and beautiful always every day as it looks like on the screen. But once you're at the other side of the bridge and you found, inner peace, whether he's with you or not, it is beautiful, because what's beautiful, it's the love. It's the love story. It's the power of love. Love you. I'm going to stop rambling.